Hi, my name is Linda Gunner. I am the CEO and founder of Linda's Perfection Creations. Linda's Perfection Creations is an event planning and wedding decor company. We cater to small and large events in and around the Philadelphia area. We service New Jersey, Delaware, New York, Connecticut. Some of our service at full service, partial, custom service. Our custom service is like any event that you have in a birthday party, anniversary, baby shower, bridal shower. We do month of coronations, and people call it day of coronations. It's where you've been planning your wedding, and let's say a month down, you need a planner to finalize everything. So we do that as well. I'm a certified, master certified planner and a florist. I have over 10 plus year in the wedding industry. Um, some of you be wondering about why are you doing all these videos? Well, my goal is to help DIY brides because they are seeing there's a lot of errors and a lot of things that you don't know that kind of hinder or stop you from planning your wedding the way you want to. And I always believe that education and information is the key. If you know what you are doing, it makes your life easier. Even in my job, every day I'm constantly learning. There's things that I'm constantly doing each day to get me all the information that I need. So anything that I can do to help you guys to make your life easier, we're gonna talk about it. So that's what I'm doing this video just as an education training as a coach. I also have an in-depth class where I teach people how to plan your own wedding. The wedding seminar class is a 2 hour class where you and your friends and your family can come and learn every aspect of wedding. So today I'm going to talk to you about some of the things that you need to know when you're booking a venue. And I've seen a lot of people make this error. When you book in a venue, there are series of questions you need to ask the venue. Because sometimes, yes, because the venue look beautiful and they try to sell you or because of the price. But some of the things that you need to make sure if that venue covers or if it doesn't cover so you know where you stand and what all is included in your price. Or sometimes you may not think about it, but when it comes to your decor standpoint, the way you pay with the service that you pay for, the thing that is included in your venue can handle the way your decorations is set up. So the first thing for that is that when you book a venue, before you book a venue, I should say, the first question you ask is that how many hours they are giving you. Most typical venue will pay give you 5 hours in your plans. Some people will pick a venue where they charge you on the hourly rate, where you pay the hourly rate for that venue. I typically try to tell a bride to stay away from hourly rates, but sometimes if your budget doesn't call for you to go to a venue that give you a flat rate, I understand you can definitely do the hourly rate. But if you are paying for the hourly, what it gets tricky is that sometimes they won't give you time to set up. They would tell you that, oh, you have to pay for additional hours to set up, and that's where the cost increase. So I would prefer you find a venue where they'll give you say, okay, well, we'll give you 5 hours to set up, maybe 2 hours for setup and breakdown. If you want anything extra, you will have to pay for it. That is to make it a more common. Most decor, most event planners or wedding decorations and decor, anybody to properly set up your venue. If you want your day to look nice, or even if you are doing it yourself, have a minimum, I would say 4 hours. A lot of people get 2 hours, but honestly, yes, an expert, because I've been doing this for a while and I have a lot of staff, we can set up in 2 hours but then it costs you a lot. You may not think about that on the standpoint, like, oh, what they giving me 2 hours. But if you hire an event planner or event decorator to decorate your event, that most staff they'd have to bring just to manage that 2 hours. So the money that you are trying to save, you are paying the extra if you get a planner because they have to pay their staff to come, more staff to be able to do that short time setup. So that's one thing you should always make sure how many. So the first question is that, okay, what always included in the price? Does that include setup and breakdown? If setup is not included, how many hours are you giving me to set up and how many hours that you are giving to break down? Another thing that people do, they'll say, oh, but the setup and breakdown is included in the price that you're paying. So mind you, let's say if you get a venue from 5 to 10 or maybe from 6 to 12, that means you have to cut your venue short. In order for it to properly set up, you have to break your venue down early. And most time we know as our guests and people who are coming, it's not easy for them to just leave. They take time for them to get up. And some venue will charge you if you're not out, they keep your security deposit. So these are things that you have to really pay attention to, that it can affect you cost wise. They will take your whole deposit if you and your guest hasn't cleaned up. And another thing you need to ask is that, okay, well, do I have to clean up or do you guys clean up? Because all of this, sometimes we be running for costs, but then it fall back to your event planner or maybe the person or family member that helping you. Because if a family member have to help you do these things, that's extra. It's a lot of work. And sometimes they may not do it in time and you might end up losing a lot of stuff. So my question is that make sure you know how many hours you are getting for setup, how many hours you are getting for breakdown, how many hours for the total event. At least you should have 2 hours setup time minimum. I mean, 2 hours breakdown time and 4 hours. But sometimes, like I said, with prices, it changes things a lot. So make sure you know, because this is very, very, very important when it comes to venue. And then another thing, you want to make sure, are tables included? Are chairs included? Do I have to pay for my own chairs? Do I have to pay for um, tables? Another thing is linens. Are you providing linens? Are you providing napkins? Are you providing silverware? These are things that you need to make sure that is included in your venue. So sometimes I understand you want to get a space where you will pay for everything, but I tell client, look at the cost. You thinking that, okay, well, I might save $200 or $300 if I end up paying for the silverware, everything myself. But then when you go buy the silverware, you actually pay for it. So you still have to pay either way. Eliminate the stress, eliminate the headaches, and try to get a venue that will have everything included. It save you. And as I stated before, your venue is in prior video. If you haven't seen my videos, that your reception space and your decor should be 50% of your budget. So if you save 50% of your budget, it helps you plan properly to know how to allocate your funds. Where do these funds go? But if you don't plan that properly, you end up spending more money than you need to, because you might think you're saving 100 here or 50 here, but you're losing somewhere down the line. So make sure you find a venue that have this. If the venue doesn't have it, get a planner who will include this in the prices. That make your life a whole lot better. That way you don't have to worry too much about other things. But I understand, like I said, sometimes the budget that you have is not available and it's a lot for you to do these things. So what I would tell you is that make sure that you plan and you saved. Set your budget guideline. How much do you want to spend? Because if you're spending the right amount of money, you know what you're going to do. So when it comes to your decor and it comes to your event, that's your top priority, because that's the place you're going to spend at least 5 hours of your time. This is the place during your whole wedding where you get to sit and actually properly meet your guests and talk to your family. This is where you're going to enjoy every moment. So why cheat yourself and get something that's not going to hold up to the standards, or you might end up paying a lot because you might save a cost here, you think you save it, but it might pay something else. So make sure the venue that you are using, make sure these things are included. It's very important to the structure of your day. Some venue will even give you a free setup, like whether we set up your chairs, they set up your tables, they they set up the linens, the tableware, and everything. That eliminated the cost that you're paying for a planner. It eliminated family member that you gotta ask to help. But that eliminated the stress. So when it comes to venue, these are the important things that you need to ask. One, what all is included? Does that include setup, breakdown? How much is the deposit? Am I paying an hourly rate? Do you guys clean up? Do I have to pay somebody to clean up? If you ask these questions, then you know what to prepare for. And I talk about this more in my class in detail about the right question you're supposed to ask when you are booking a venue. And the same thing with your photographer or your videographer. When you get them, you need to ask them, not just because they take great pictures. Who's going to be there with you? Do you have an assistant? Because you got to think about it. One person cannot be 2 to 3 places. When you're doing your ceremony and you're dressing up and the groom is dressing up, they need help. They might get tired. Yes, some people can do that. but make sure you know what you're paying for. Ask the right question. But thank you today for watching. That is all for today. My name is Linda Gunner. As I said, I have an event planning class where I can teach you every detail and aspect how to properly plan your wedding. And if you have any questions that you want to ask, you can go to my website at Linda's Perfection Creations Events.com and schedule a free 30-minute consultation where I can talk to you and you can ask me questions. You don't have to pay for anything. Whether you book my service or not, it is totally free. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.